Hello and welcome to another update video on ADA. Here on the ADA chart, what we can identify at the moment is still a sideways range, but the price has pushed above the swing high from May, which kind of allows for the interpretation that the triangle pattern shown in yellow is invalidated. Now, that's not a good that's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing for the bulls because that yellow count, as you know, is, well, first of all, I treat it as the alternative scenario, and while it doesn't fully rule out bearish scenarios, it at least shifts probabilities towards bullish counts even further. Given that we have now formed a higher high for the first time, basically since, well, March. No, what am I talking about here? No, it's been in a local downtrend here since December. Lower high, lower high. Okay, higher low, higher high. Need more caffeine. You know what I mean. But yeah, we need more caffeine. We need a little bit more upside momentum, of course, now, and a higher low next as well. But overall, this is good. So the triangle pattern that we have in yellow is invalidated. That's ideal. However, it doesn't fully rule out, as I said, bearish scenarios. The triangle in yellow can easily extend. I said that to you before, but it means that the probabilities for this yellow count are reducing. Of course, it depends on support holding as well and everything. Now, that we got rejected here at this point is not a surprise. I explained it over the last few days quite frequently when I showed the daily chart regularly, highlighting this area around 86, 87 cents seems to be quite strong resistance, all right? So what we are tracking here is a potential sideways consolidation pattern. And yes, the yellow triangle is invalidated. That shifts probabilities further towards the white count, in which we could see a rally to $1.70 plus. But we're not out of the woods, because if we zoom out, you see that this rally isn't really more substantial than the one we've had in February. Now, you can see, however, that this rally in February was a result of a real flush to the downside. So there was naturally some counter reaction, right, which ended as a three-wave move. The price had a chance to cool off, right, in this range, and now we really have some underlying strength here that's coming in. The entire sector is pushing. So ADA has a chance finally, I think, to break out of the range here to the upside, but we need, as I said, a bit more upside momentum now to confirm that further. We're tracking relevant micro support levels that now need to hold on the smaller time frame, and I think it is quite important to recognize that there is the next resistance just above us. So first of all, yeah, I mean, with that push above that last swing high there, we have invalidated the yellow triangle as it was, which is great, but there is no sustained break. So while it technically has an impact on the structure, and from what is valid from an Elliott wave point of view, it doesn't really mean much in practice, because we don't have a sustained break above that level. That's what I want to see next. This is only a wick so far, and the daily candle hasn't even closed above that level. Okay, so there was a strong rejection, but that was not a surprise, given that was the last significant swing high. We talked about that resistance and so on. The next resistance level is the yellow line there, around $1. Yeah, okay, a little lower, 98, 99 cents. So it's currently coming in around 99 cents. Above that level, we've got this area around $1.17, $1.18 as next strong resistance. These are the next two objectives for the bulls, to get there and take the price above these levels, of course. That is what we want to see indeed next, yeah. I think also what we now need to do is we take a look at the smaller time frame for ADA to see if the smaller time frame gives us any further insights, what the relevant support levels are, and so on. And you can see here that the market, obviously after it got rejected here, has now tested the first support area at around 79.6 cents. But I have to say there is no impulsive reaction. It's weekend, it's wave 4 weekend. You know, yesterday morning I thought maybe we get another high, but overall requirements are fulfilled for circle wave 3. But because that one more high didn't happen on Friday, I'm starting to think circle wave 4 has started, which means, well, it still means the support area we communicated yesterday remains relevant, but it might mean we actually are heading for a broader wave 4, A, B, C, or maybe even a triangle pattern that could develop here before we continue higher. So overall, the uptrend remains intact as long as we're holding above 71 cents. That is the 50% retracement of that last rally, and that is the first real support area I can offer. There is some micro support here, but yeah, I mean, there has been it's relevant. You see that prices come down, small bounce from the 61.8 retracement. I'm not convinced that we're making another attempt to rally today. I think we might grind a little bit, maybe form that B wave and then that C wave down, unless we make really another substantial impulsive upside attempt, break above this high at around 89 cents. But all that would mean for me would be it's an extension of the wave 5. Because we're holding upper support, we technically have not confirmed yet that circle wave 3 is over, but a break below 79.6 cents would confirm that further. So I'll keep you updated about ADA. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.